Hello guys, welcome back to Callyalater Podcast, episode number 25. We're a quarter of the way to 100, we're almost there. My name is John.
And I'm Kelly. Hi guys.
Hi.
So last week we talked all about our vacation story time. We just got back and school started this week.
School started.
So
it's been a ride.
It's been interesting. So we thought it'd be fun to share with you guys our first week back. I know a lot of people who listen to the podcast are college students, high school students, so it's very relatable. And I'm sure you guys are starting school, already started, or about to start school, so we wanted to share it with you guys here first. All our classes got moved to online, so I guess that can be our disclaimer.
That's our disclaimer, yeah.
Online's good because it's nice and safe and everything with the whole world
Going crazy.
Yeah. And, you just have to make the most of it.
Sometimes crazy is a good thing.
Exactly. And even though it's different, change is good. Change is how you grow, and you can learn a lot of stuff from it. So we're trying to make the most of our online.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
There we go. So that's like the disclaimer, is just to make the most of what's thrown at you. So our first class Zoom meeting, but they use Microsoft Teams, so we had to learn a new program.
It's still fun to meme the Zoom, though.
Exactly.
I still like to joke about the Zoom.
Zoom University.
Exactly.
So we had our first Zoom meeting on Tuesday.
Yeah. It was awkward.
It was very awkward. So I don't know if you did. You always look put together,
But so do you.
But Tuesday morning I woke up super early. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look bomb on this Zoom call. I curl my hair, I put a full face of makeup on, I just want to look good. I haven't seen anyone. You don't even have to turn your webcam on.
We were coming into this with the mindset of because our university has attendance requirements. You can't miss more than 3 classes. So we think, okay, you're going to have your webcam on and your microphone on so they can see that you are there. Not required.
No, we were literally we could just click in and leave if we wanted to. But we stayed. We listened to the whole thing because I think. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm paying for it, so I want to get what my money's worth.
Exactly.
But then at the same time, I can't believe we're paying for this.
I just genuinely wonder how many people were like, I'm out.
Yeah. But so that was funny. I basically got ready for nothing. I was just like, oh, whatever.
You looked really good, though.
We did end up going to lunch afterwards, so I was like, at least I'm cute looking for lunch.
You were rocking the new heels. You looked good.
Yeah. And it was definitely interesting. It was definitely interesting because a few people's webcams, they did turn them on and stuff, and it was that awkward, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this person since mid-semester last time because it switched online. And it was just kind of I wonder if more people are going to turn it on as the semester goes on, or if more people are just going to
There were 2 people that shaved their heads and are in class.
John did notice this.
Yeah.
That was the first
I noticed random things. There were 2 different people that shaved it.
So I don't know. I think it's definitely interesting. I'm curious how it goes on, and I'm sure we'll keep talking about it more and everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as school goes on, things are going to develop, and we'll take you guys along for the ride, and I'm sure you guys are right there with us. You all are experiencing this just as hard as we are.
Funny stories. So we signed up. Me and John are in the same major.
Same major, and we're essentially in the same classes. We have a different professor for only one class.
For one class,
and that's it.
And it's not a main program.
It's the same course, just different professors.
So it's the same exact class. We just have a different professor for it. But we signed up for Tuesday and Thursday classes because when we signed up for our classes, when you got to pick them, they weren't sure if the classes were going to be online still. And so we're like, great, we're just going to have Tuesday, Thursday.
It worked perfect for both of our schedules. Exactly. Everything was okay, we can work on this days, we can do this on this day, this on that day, this on that day, and it was perfect coming into it.
Again, our first class was on Tuesday this week, and I remember Monday night, my mom was like, maybe you should log in just to make sure you're not missing anything, and so you can be prepped for tomorrow. I log in at 9:30, 10 p.m., and I have homework due Monday night, and I'm like,
the day classes start.
Up. I don't have any Monday classes, and half my classes, the homework's due is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm like, this is not my Tuesday, Thursday schedule, but
everything got shifted. There's no coordination, and every class in our major kind of coincides in one way or another, and you would think as a department they would be a little more organized, but again, it is what it is. We're here.
No one really I feel like a lot of the professors didn't know this was going to happen and didn't really plan for it, and a lot of them are used to teaching in-person classes where I can understand the stress of having to switch your whole 10 years of teaching this class to online. I get it, but it's kind of you would think they would make it I wouldn't say easier for the students, but adapt to the students. So if you sign up for Tuesday, Thursdays, what if you are working Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Oh, absolutely.
And now your class is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're just okay.
I'm screwed.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting, and it's just like you said, things have been thrown at us left and right with random due dates and assignments. But
it feels like there's no sense of organization anymore, which sounds bad to say. But they're still doing their job, which is the good news. It's not like we've been left in the dark. We know what we have to do. So there is some stuff to it.
Most is like with in-person classes, like the first week is syllabus week. You don't do anything. You meet your professors. You kind of get an understanding when everything's due. We didn't have a syllabus week. Did you feel that?
The one class that we had a syllabus week for was the meeting, and half of it was not syllabus oriented.
No, and I think that's totally fine and everything, but it's like, I don't even know when my classwork's due, and they just have all this classwork for us.
Exactly.
But, you know, it's all good. It'll all work out. I think we're just used to being in that summer mindset.
Yeah, we haven't moved on from summer yet.
And it still feels like summer, so it's kind of hard to be like, it's school time.
It was the flip of a switch that we just weren't prepared for.
But I will say, like, one of the nice things with, even with it being online and everything, is, like, I don't know about you, but, like, some of my friends, we signed up for the same classes before knowing it was online, so we've just been, like, texting back and forth, like, hey, have you done this? So it's kind of nice to reconnect with people, even though you're not seeing them face to face.
For sure, absolutely. I've kind of had some similar experiences with some friends as well.
Yeah. So, what we think after week 1?
There's been some interesting things, but overall, I think that the routine about it, like, we're going to be able to find it.
We have to find the routine, but I think once we get there, I think it'll be so doable.
Yeah.
And easy to, maybe not easy, but we'll be able to finesse how to do it timely.
Exactly.
Where it's not like, oh my god, every day's a different day. It'll
Despite the cluster that that has been thrown at us, it's doable and it's finessable.
And I think, again, one of the things that we're so lucky for is we have the same classes, so we have the same amount of work, and we know, like, we both have the same exact things to do. Mm-hmm. So I guess I would recommend, like, finding someone.
Definitely. Find someone that can help.
I know it's hard if you don't have, like, friends prior to starting, but, like, a lot of our classes have discussion boards, and you can probably, like, do you want to become study buddies or friends about this and talk about
Slide into the discussion board DMs. Just send a message.
It's weird. It's public. Or find, like, if you see their name, find them on social media and be like, hey, I'm in the same class as you. Would you want to start, like, a study group chat or something and get multiple people so it's not super weird?
Exactly. And if there's a discussion board, just throw it out there. You know?
Why
just
not?
Be like, hey, who wants to
It's definitely one
together?
Of those things, like, you have to put your neck out there to, like, and you might get rejected. You know?
Oh, you have to make the first move more likely than not.
I don't think a lot of people are going to make that first move, but if you do, you're going to get the group. Like a little squad.
Because there are other people out there that want to make the same move that won't do it.
Exactly.
So if you start that, I think
that'll definitely help. So do you want to share our opinions on online versus in-person classes?
Yeah. You want to go first or me?
Okay, so pros of online classes.
Yeah, so I mean, there are quite a few of them.
Okay, yes, definitely. But it's kind of finding the positive and the negative.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You gotta debate it, and you gotta really consider your options. But you have your flexible time schedule.
Yeah.
You can do it on your own time when you want, where you want. That's the nicest thing, is where you want. You can sit in your bed with your PJs and relax.
Exactly. You don't have to get dolled up for these classes. Especially, like, I don't know about a lot of people, but we had a commute to get to school. Yeah. We don't have that anymore, so we're saving gas money. We don't have to spend half an hour this way, half an hour on the top of the long classes or anything. So that's definitely nice. It's kind of, like, weirdly easier coursework because the professors don't want to throw too much at you since they're not teaching it to you.
There's a lot, but it's relatively simple.
And they do go in depth, and then it's also, too, like, I don't know about you, but, like, with our long 3-hour course classes that meet once a week, a lot of the time would just be lecture, and they upload the lectures, but sometimes I would already know what we're talking about, so now you can choose to just skip the lecture.
There you go.
If you know it, you don't have to, like, learn
it
or again, you know, like that kind of thing. It also could be cheaper too. I know our classes are cut a little bit.
They were cut a little bit. It wasn't much, but it was a little bit per class, which is nice.
Helpful, especially if you're paying for your own.
And you save on, like, parking passes, things like that.
So there's definitely a lot of pros to it.
There are. It's just if you like that in-person, face-to-face instruction, it can be a little tough at times.
I guess versus in classes, I do miss being able to go up to your professor and be like, I don't understand what we're learning. Can you please do this? Because, like, now you have to be like, email, hi professor, I don't really understand, and then you just wait for them to get back to you, and I don't know.
It can take weeks.
Well, sometimes I save my classwork for the last minute, and you are just out of luck.
Yeah.
Another thing with in-person classes that are nice is you get to meet people. So I think that's definitely like one of those things that I'm like, I wish we were in person to meet new friends and network a little bit more and everything. But it's what you make of it.
You could always shoot your shot on the discussion board.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah, but so what are we looking forward to this year?
I would have to say my biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is getting closer to being done with our degree.
Second to last semester.
We only have 2 more semesters left. This is the second one. And then also, like I mentioned when we were talking about this, just being able to adapt to the online. Yeah. I think as scary and as weird and like kind of strange as it is, I think this is probably going to be the new norm.
Oh, absolutely.
And especially in the workforce, you're going to have to be able to do things on your own. And this is just getting us ready to not have someone there to hold our hand and how to do it. It's like we have to figure it out.
No, you're completely right.
So I think it's going to be definitely a stepping stone to learn new things and how to be very confident in yourself doing it.
No, you're completely right. I mean, you just gotta adapt, improvise, overcome.
There we go.
Or improvise, adapt, overcome. Sorry. And then we get to finesse our schedule to do what we want.
Yes. Like I still am not sure when all the due dates are for all of our 5 classes.
Once we get into that routine, it'll be smoother.
Exactly. Once we're in the routine, we can be like, hey, I'm free on Thursday. You want to go work out? You know, like that kind of thing. Or like I can go for a run during class or something. Like weird times you can just finesse it.
Exactly, and it'll allow you to really get the most out of life.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounded really deep.
That was very
That was deep. I'm sorry.
But is that everything about our first week?
That's the big parts of our first week.
So if you guys are watching on YouTube and had your first week back, and if it's online classes, especially like us, let us know in the comments what you think of it. I'm so curious, like what other people are thinking of it.
How do you feel?
Yeah, and then if you have in-person classes, stay safe. Do what they ask you to do. You know, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's going to be curious. We'll have to keep you guys updated on how the semester goes. Yeah. For sure.
We'll definitely, I mean, over the next coming months as summer fades away and fall and winter roll in, it's going to get interesting.
But one of the really big pros is our Zoom class yesterday or Tuesday, whenever it was. Yeah. I'm lost on what day it is.
That's fair.
Said there's no final exam.
There's no final.
So maybe there are some pros still.
Exactly.
Classes. But that wraps up this episode. Next week, what are we going to be talking about?
Our back to school must. Ooh. Everything from supplies to workouts to, I mean, we got a bunch of stuff on tap for it.
Back to school season, baby.
Exactly. And as weird as the back to school season is this time, there are still stuff that are must.
It's still back to school.
It is still back to school.
Just different.
Exactly. So there's just an asterisk by it.
Yeah. No, this may be different than your usual back to school series.
It's that long, high-pitched voice that goes at the end of the commercials.
Like, warning.
Warning.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you're new to our podcast, welcome. Thanks for finding us. I hope you guys look forward to more videos, podcasts. Yeah. Depends where you're watching, listening.
Yeah, everyone comes from different places. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. We love you. Thank you.
And YouTube, subscribe, thumbs up, comments. They mean the world to us.
They really do.
And we're on social media. We have an Instagram.
Callyalater Podcast.
And we've been on our posting game. We've been doing photo shoots and everything. And then we also have Twitter. So you can tweet us at #TweetYouLater.
#TweetYouLater.
Yep. So, like we mentioned, next week we're going to be talking about our back to school must, essentials, all that stuff. And that wraps up this week's episode.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you. Call you later.
Call you later.
Bye.